With new questions for the overhaul of Oklahoma City schools. It was last night the superintendent announced his recommendation for the Pathway to Greatness. It's a plan to close 15 schools and repurpose them. The board will get the final say.
But tonight we're asking what happens if those buildings don't get used again. Buildings that received millions in upgrades and renovations through Maps for Kids more than a decade ago. News 4's Lily Zhang is live at the school board with more. Lily, what'd you find out?
Kevin, Julian, the superintendent says there is a risk with a lot of plans that they put forward. In this case, he says there are strong proposals to fill these schools and make sure that they do serve the community.
It is a fair assessment to sit back and say, well, wait a minute, we just sunk a bunch of money into this building and they're closing it.
Superintendent Dr. Sean McDaniel says that's why millions spent to enhance the 15 schools recommended this week to close can't go to waste.
In Putnam Heights, we spent bond money that's represented in those numbers on things like technology, for example. That technology will move to another school. So our kids are still going to get to enjoy that bond expenditure.
Oklahoma City's Maps for Kids program was established in 2001 when voters approved a new tax to fund repairs and renovations to public schools.
So there was about $540 million from that 1-cent sales tax that ended in 2009. There was millions of dollars spent on a lot of schools, and not only Oklahoma City, but also the suburban schools.
Program manager David Todd says repairs were made on some of the 15 schools that face closure. Dr. McDaniel says while they can reuse equipment, they can't move the gyms and classrooms. That's why the plan is to repurpose them, for example, into community centers and clinics.
The very people who voted on the bonds to get those things done will be the people who get to enjoy the experience of a repurposed building.
Though confident, McDaniel admits repurposing all 15 is not a guarantee. However, he says they've had many conversations with potential partners.
It is a target. It is a goal that we've had from the very beginning. That with that visual in mind, that when we've closed buildings before, we put boards on windows and fenced in the property, and you see weeds growing up, and we didn't want to do that.
So we asked the district what happens if, let's say, years go by and these schools are still not being used. Is demolition possible in that case? They say never, but in this case, they do not plan for that. For now, we're live in Oklahoma City. Lily Zhang, Oklahoma's News 4.